Hello, and this is going to be a replay from the Tier 5 New York. I've actually just reset this line. I'd got up to Vermont, so I'll just reset it to get some research points, because I'd like to get a big fat GC Ohio, or possibly a Slava. But anyway, so I reset this line, managed to get this up to Tier 5 again, so now starting to get into all player versus all player games again. So this is a replay that I did yesterday. I vaguely remember what happened here, but I think the highlight of this is pretty much the enemy submarine that tries to hunt me down, and how understanding what your capabilities are in the ship you're sailing allow you to do and don't allow you to do, because well, you'll see what happens. It's fairly obvious that the submarine player, there he is, the Restock one, he either didn't read or doesn't understand, or just for whatever reason doesn't know how to play his ship. Obviously you can have random luck, but you'll see what happens and how I know that the guy was not too proficient in the ship he's in. So early shots out, waiting for this gate to get to a point where I can not have to worry about speed or maneuverability. Get a hit, which is decent. Now in these kind of maps, one of the big mistakes that teams tend to do is they tend to over push and attack before defending. So we're on the attacking side, so all we are doing here now is just trying to take the enemy out. We don't need to push into the cap yet. Obviously if the battle changes balance, then we might need to readjust, but for now the best tactic here is to not push too far, don't overstretch. Like our submarine is very advanced, don't really need to do that, and our DD is, yeah, I suppose he's spotting, so it's not too bad, but you don't really want to go over the halfway line too often. You want to drag them in. Obviously defending is a bit different, but because we're on attacking line, we just need to basically sit, hold tight, and look for opportunities to get rid of the enemy. At the moment, I've loaded HE just to get the early damage and the early DCPs on. Submarine is now starting to hunt me, so let's see if I can do anything about it. He does get a ping, but this is where you need to understand as well what's going on. So I don't need to clear this yet. What I am going to do is I am going to slowly start turning in, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, although this ship is not very maneuverable, I am going to use its maneuverability to basically avoid the submarine's attempts to torpedo me. So I'm turning nose into it. I'm very wary of the ships on my right hand side, like the New York, so I don't want to give too much of a broadside, but I'm turning enough that when I see the torps I can stop, slow down and turn in even more, and they will overshoot me. And now I am closing the gap to the submarine, because I know the submarine torpedoes do not arm within a certain distance, and obviously I want to be able to use my ASW as well, so I'm closing in so that if that submarine does get spotted, or if I can work out where he's coming from, I can drop him and basically attempt to take him out. So I'm now trying to anticipate and guess where he is. Obviously he is trying to ping me. Fortunately I'm avoiding the torps. My main concern here is getting hit by the New Mexico, but he's going behind the island, so I think I can be safe. So what I can do here now is deal with this cruiser coming in, checking where the submarine is. Again, he looks too close. He looks to be so close to me that his torpedoes are not arming. As you can see, doing no damage whatsoever. So he's within 3 kilometers. So I'm slowing down. I mean, he took out the engine, so that doesn't help. But there you go. He's really close, and he is a bit clueless about how torpedoes work on a submarine. So I'm just slowing down so his torps will never work on me. And I can wait him out now. I'm asking for this this DD to come in and drop on him if possible. And I'm just biding my time. The submarine again is just behind me. Just firing stuff, but firing torpedoes, but they're never going to work. And now he's out of air. He's out of air. He's 1 kilometer away from a ship. He's got no weapons that will work. And he's about to just... He's got no chance of surviving. See, knowing how your ship works is really, really important. And there you go, taken out. So that's really bad play from that submarine player. I mean, obviously he might not be a new player. He might be a new player and whatever. But you know, if you never played the ship and you don't know how it works, go to co-op. That's what it's there for. It's there for you to practice against bots who will make it easy on you to practice your skills, practice your aiming, practice your ship capabilities. How long can I stay underwater? How far can I get? Like if you're in a sub, how far can I go underwater and pop up on the other side? You know, will that allow me to get into a really nice offensive position behind enemy lines without ever having to come up once? That's something to think about. But anyway, see what we've done now. So our guys defending have overpowered the enemy, and we've, by not pushing, we've managed to take out everyone. And now all we are doing here is dealing with the stragglers. CV player is full steam ahead for whatever reason. I don't know what he's trying to get away from, but you know, CV players, what can you do? So I don't really need to care. The only thing that would probably scare me about the CV dropping is if I happen to get like a detonation. It's kind of unlucky, but took him out, so it doesn't really matter now. So whatever damage he's done is minimal. So now we're in the enemy cap. There's no ships close enough to be able to prevent the cap from completing. As long as they don't get spotted. They've got no submarine to do any spotting for them, because he decided to attack as opposed to just keep a plane up in the air spotting. So this game is over effectively, but it just shows you at this level, and the crazy thing is, even though this is a tier 5 game, for me anyway, I think there are some tier 6s here, but essentially this is the early stages of moving out of the games where you might come across bots as well, into like full-on PvP. But even when you get up to like tier 10 and tier 11 super ships, the number of players that just don't understand what their ship can do, don't understand what enemy ships can do, don't know how to aim, don't know how to anticipate maneuverable ships. It's just, I mean, I struggle getting ships to tier 10. I have so many games in them before I get to tier 10, and then you see some player that I know the ship's inside out kind of thing, and then you get some players. I assume it's got to be people that like spend ridiculous amounts of money trying to replace skill with, you know, how much they spend on the ship kind of thing. But you get to top tier and you have no idea how to play your ship. practice. Go into co-op, practice, stay at low levels, don't bypass the leveling structure, because it's there to let you build up the skills that allow you to get to the tier 8s, 9s, 10s and still be able to participate at a competent level. But anyway, not a great game, but 2 kills on top of the team with a devastating strike, and that enemy submarine player, he wasn't even the worst one, but the 2 enemy submarine players, you know, they obviously have never played in a sub, have no idea how it works, didn't read up anything about it, so go back to school. Anyway, thanks for watching.